So, what is a urethral stricture? A urethral stricture is a narrowing of the urethra, so it's caused by tissue inflammation or the presence of scar tissue. So, the stricture restricts the flow of urine from the bladder and can cause a variety of medical problems in the urinary tract.
Okay.
It can be
Not
caused
an
by,
area that we tend to think about or talk about. It's probably one of those, I don't want to hear about that conversation here. So we're going to go into sensitive
it's
areas here,
very,
folks. Right. Yeah.
very personal. And it's taken a lot for me to come on here
I
and
appreciate that.
talk about it. And yeah. So yeah, like it can be caused by injury, even catheters or scopes, infections, and certain non-infectious forms of urethritis. In my case, I believe it was an injury that occurred throughout my life, because I was very active. I played hockey for about 14 years. I had a few injuries down below that could have caused it. I haven't really found a direct cause for it because I've been living with it for more than half my life.
So if
And it
you
was
get an
only,
injury, if you get, I hate to say it, the hockey puck hits you in your, as my grandson
yeah,
loves to say, my private parts. My, yeah. But you get hit someplace, which is extremely painful. I remember once
yeah.
in a screwing around with something, I got a basketball or something. I got hit in that area once really hard, a collision. Oh my God, it just doubled me over here.
It just like takes the wind right out of you.
Yeah, right. Okay, so injury can cause this, or even a catheter. That's scary because obviously there are surgeries and other sorts of things. They insert a catheter, which is always just sends chills up my spine as a man. The idea of sticking something up my, dare I say, my penis here to have urine come out.
It
It
is
seems like,
somewhat of a phobia for me.
oh yeah, really, I can hardly even say it. Just it chokes me up to even think about it here. But that's what you do, right, doctor? What kind of surgeries require this, Dr. Trin? My late father used to have, he'd go in for something and they'd put a catheter in him here so they didn't have to get up and go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's a surgery done by a urologist with that, but there's some dilation involved of the stricture and things of that sort. But there's not a lot of this is not a very common thing. So,
Yeah,
so
I have statistics on that.
Please,
Um,
is this something rare? Is this something common that's not talked about? But obviously, it's men we're talking about. Can this happen to women too, or something? I don't know.
yes, it's more prominent in men, but it can happen to women as well.
Okay.
In 2022, a report from eMedicineMedscape.com showed the annual incident rate of urethral strictures estimated to be from 200 to 1,200 cases per 100,000 population. And it was dramatically higher rates in people older than 55.
Yeah, I would think because what other sorts of things can happen to injury be one? What other things can constrict the flow of urine out? What is it that can cause that? Is it just a buildup of like I don't know
Well,
some
it can,
tissue?
so like a direct injury, or it can even come from STIs as well, some type of whatever is inflaming the area
Yeah,
and preventing access. So when I had my cystoscopy,
which is what I don't know what that
it,
is.
that's technically a thin catheter with a camera on there.
Oh my,
So they put it in and to see where the issues are,
where's the
and
blockage? Right? Yeah.
there's a blockage. They couldn't enter my bladder, so they said that it was a pinpoint urethral stricture, and they actually assigned me to a surgery called direct visual urethrotomy.
mm,
So that was going
Easier for
to
you to say than me here. I don't even. So basically, there's some blockage, there's some constricture from your
yes.
bladder that prevents urine from flowing out. What happens when the urine doesn't flow out? Does it just build up? Does it cause
So
pain? Does it?
that's a good question. Yeah, the symptoms and signs are decreased urine stream, incomplete bladder emptying, spraying of the urine stream, difficult straining or more frequent urination, and urinary tract infections. And I have experienced all these throughout my life.
What were the symptoms over what period of time? Take us through that journey. All of a sudden, your urine spraying out. I guess it's like a garden hose that's constricted. It's shooting all over the place here, or it's not coming out at all here. Does that lead to pain? Does that lead to backup? Does that lead to other
It,
things? Yeah.
yeah, it's very uncomfortable. I was always the person if I'm going on long car rides, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, please, you got to stop over or pull over to the side. And I was that annoying person that had to do it more than once. It's very uncomfortable, and there has been lots of pain. When I was younger, I did see urologists, and they did all the X-rays and CT scans and all that, and they really couldn't find anything. They didn't do any direct like cystoscopies because I guess I was too young, and they kind of just treated it as, oh, you have a UTI, so go on antibiotics and that. So like,
So there's just saying it's inflamed for some reason. Take an antibiotic, the inflammation will go down, the flow will pick back up again here, and no problems here. So is it?
and yeah, so what happened was like my symptoms were relieved with antibiotics, but unfortunately it just came back throughout my life. So wasn't too sure what was going on, and I just kind of had to live with it and find alternative ways. I've lived a long time without a family doctor, so I've kind of had to figure things out on my own.